Yo, what's good? We're here for another episode of Fatherhood, Fraternity podcast.
Yeah.
Your favorite bi-weekly podcast where men talk about some real stuff inside the barbershop. The center of all communication for black men is the barbershop.
Right.
DJ Duro, a.k.a. your favorite, here in the building with his brothers.
Hey, Norm Strick in the building. What's going on, everybody?
And I'm just Jeremiah.
Jay, let them know where we at.
We on 417 Agler Road. We in West Gahanna.
West side?
And it's real.
Hey, you might hear some air horns popping off, or
anything.
Might have a couple gunshots.
somebody might just walk in.
Yeah, this ain't the middle.
Oh, you might need to change the sign to close, bro.
Yeah, matter of fact, close it.
I'm
Somebody gonna walk in and get a haircut.
Wireless microphone. Go ahead and handle that.
Yeah, this is the west side of Columbia.
All right.
The show should start with the door lock.
Yep, exactly. So we're here. We got a great topic to talk about. As you probably see on the title, we're talking about how our kids are like us, like father like son, or just like daddy, or you act like your damn daddy.
Mm-hmm.
How you probably have heard that
time.
before, or you might hear your wife say that about you, or something like that. So that's something that I want to talk about today. But before we get into our topic, let's have our question of the day that always comes from the barbershop. It's an authentic question. What do you have for us, Jay?
The question of the day was actually a spinoff
Okay.
from a regular question. So the actual question was, when did tall tees go out of style? Right?
I'm going to just answer that. I would say around 2007, 2008, because Soulja Boy came out like in 2006 or 2007.
Damn, what was that long?
Yeah.
I stopped wearing them probably like 2005.
But bro,
Right after
you
I
had to
college.
have a tall tee in 2007.
At least
Nah,
when
not
Soulja Boy
seven.
came
At
out,
least
boy.
2X.
Matter of fact, hold on, let me think about it.
You might have.
No, definitely no, I did, yeah. Because I was still in college.
You
so
probably still had one that had the orange sticker on it that said tall tee.
I started working here in 07 on.
It was definitely right 07, yeah. Because by the time I graduated,
I'm going to say 07.
I'm gonna say 7 because I know in the fashion show at Capitol I had an airbrush one. Said on the front it said
Wow.
I don't freestyle, and on the back it said I style for free.
Wow.
Yeah, raw
Bars.
raw.
Fashion bars.
So from that, it spun off to, when did you actually get your life on track as far as your fashion? When did your fashion change? And for
Matured a little bit.
Exactly. When did you mature fashion wise? Because we all can agree that tall tees was a fad. It was something that was in and out quick.
Decision.
Now everybody got skinny shirts on,
Right.
and all of that kind of stuff.
Back to
And so
back
it just
and
made me
skinny.
think of a greater question. When did you mature fashion wise? When did your fashion change?
Norm is the resident fashion guy, so I'll let him start off with this.
I'm a nobody, but honestly, my fashion always been a little bit more mature
Flex.
since high school on the low.
Flex.
You know what I mean? Because when y'all went to prom, and after prom, everybody's wearing like t-shirt, jeans, or like shirts. I had a full suit on, pinstripe, baby.
I definitely wore a suit.
I wore to after
He
prom.
said after prom.
After prom, no.
After prom,
Right.
soft, hey,
Jumped in my 5X t-shirt.
right.
Oh, right.
I was in a soft baby blue and off-white pinstripe, nice double-breasted suit all the way down here.
Soft baby blue.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was soft baby blue and off-white, not cream, off-white.
So you basically saying your fashion been mature.
Yeah, I mean, I had some bad experiments. You know what I mean? I had the 54 size Ben Wallace Pistons jersey that was way too long. But I'll probably say through college because I went to a predominantly white school. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start dressing your size?
I say
Maybe
around-
that should be the question.
yeah, I say probably my junior year going to my senior year of college. Because being around, a lot of white people, I didn't want to be that nigga standing out with the white tee do-rag. So I kind of start changing once I started going to these different events. We used to have catering events you had to dress up for. So for me, it was pretty much through college, being around a group of white people, not to say, hey, I want to fit in with them, was more so I can't be out here looking
want to look professional.
Right.
Exactly.
So going to Capitol, being in business management, we did a lot of different events. That kind of allowed me to mature. So I'm going to say 2007, 2008.
I'm going to say maybe, like 2010, 2011, my stuff got like less extra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a big ass Pelly coat. You know what I'm saying? That thing was a big boy, but that was a statement. Like a big coat in the wintertime with the fur around the hood, whether you had a leather or something like that, that was a statement.
You can wrap your girl
You know what I'm
in
saying?
it.
Exactly. Like she would love that.
Hey, this Ohio. You need them big ass coats.
Yes, exactly. So, like, when you start switching from the big pellies to a pea coat, you know what I'm saying, and you wear a sweater vest or with a little tie up under it and stuff like that, that's when it started changing for me. When it really started changing for me was when clothes got too tight. And then I was like, nah. So I'm like, I'm going to just go to my real size and not have the skinny jeans or the wallet chains.
Damn, we definitely did a wallet chain.
Like
Ed Hardy era.
Yeah, the affliction, Ed Hardy, all that. That's when I was like, nah, I don't need that, and I just stuck with my polo because polo is always going to be
classic.
I wish Marlon was here because Marlon is saying the same thing. Marlon Anthony is from Cleveland.
Yep. Shout out
But
to Cleveland.
we all are kind of the same age group,
Right.
and it was a big conversation. And I feel like around 07 is when the fad kind of died out, and then it was going to another fad, which was the opposite, which was the skinny clothes,
Right.
the Ed Hardy era and all of that.
The graphic tees
and
more so.
also Jay-Z was changing up with the button-ups. You know what I'm saying?
Button-ups.
There was two
But they
big
were still
button-ups. There were
oversized
oversized button-ups.
Right.
And cats was wearing blazers with the jeans, but everything was oversized.
Ooh, we.
And so I'm
them
thinking
big ass
that-
jeans and them blazers.
I'm thinking that it's when our generation, when we got professional.
Right.
Once you start getting in college,
Yeah.
maybe the end of high school, and then once you start getting into that professional setting,
Right.
it's time to start putting that fatty stuff down. Because when I was in high school, the Steve Harvey suit was it. If you look at LeBron
Damn.
James when he got drafted,
hell yeah, them
he had
big
on
ass-
the big wide leg suit and all of that. And
Damn,
it
those
just
suits
looked
was big as
We
hell.
used to call it chopper suit because I
looks
think
crazy.
Chopper from the band had a big ass
band,
suit.
Remember him? I remember that. It looked
Chopper
crazy. And so, not only do you want to look professional, but you want to look like you know what you're doing.
Right.
So you don't want to come into the office just because you got on some dress clothes. That don't mean that, because now you still look like a fool because your pants is wide leg,
Looking
your
like a
shirt
fool
don't
with your
fit.
pants on the ground.
Yeah, don't none of that stuff fit. You sagging in your dress pants.
Sagging was probably one of the worst decisions too. That's a
Oh my
terrible.
God! And exactly, all of that stuff stops after you start thinking professional. That's my opinion. You put your pelly down, and then you go buy you a nice leather overcoat or something to go with your winter
Dress up,
clothes.
right.
You know, you
Got a
lose
nice
the fads and
overcoat.
start dressing classy,
Yeah.
more classy.
That's when you start going on them real dates.
Hey, you
Start
know
buying
what?
a suit. Check your coat in.
Matter of fact, I changed a little bit when in college, but it was really when I met my wife that I really started changing for real.
Talk about it.
Because she was the one who was like, hey, we're going to, this was when, I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it's in Westerville. They used to have jazz, real good food.
Fine
Fine
jazz.
Fine
jazz.
jazz.
Fine jazz.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all been there.
Yeah.
Man, I remember our first date out there. She was like, you got to dress, wear something nice. I was pulling something
correct.
out. She was like, nah. She was like, I'm from D.C. Like, nah, you got to get dressed. I was like, all right. I went and bought a nice little blazer, That's the one who really helped me kind of open up my mind to, all right, we got to get, you can dress as like a teenager dress, but
Right.
we grown now.
Yeah, when you look like you're not going to go on a job interview or a court, when we have extra outfits that ain't just for a funeral, a
Right.
job interview, or a court date. When you got extra ties, you know what I'm saying? Where you got stuff that goes with the seasons. Like, nah, I can't wear this suit in the summertime because this is a
Summer suit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this
This-
one, no, that's a different level too.
I'm getting there.
And I feel like that's where I'm at 34 years old. Now I have seasonal fits. I'll put shoes away and save them for the spring, and then bring out my
Right,
fall
right.
boots and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I'll bring out my heavier fabrics, my plaid and my, you know what I mean?
Literally can put 'em
Everything
away.
ain't just Timbs and polos.
Right.
Now you can dress differently according to where you're going.
I didn't get a tailored suit until I got married.
I just bought my first tailored suit
For real?
from Gary Jones. Shout out to Jones Select. I love you, Gary. Gary got me right.
You tried it on and everything?
Oh my God, I look like P. Diddy.
Doesn't it
Hey,
feel
doesn't
good?
it feel amazing?
No,
Like
when you
P.
have a
Diddy.
tailored suit on,
Dude.
that feels good. Like you feel like you gotta get a couple sprays of cologne.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have that fresh, but you just feel like walking,
No, you
like
feel-
gliding.
I remember even, I would say maybe 3 years ago, I had like a tailor fitted, but the pants wasn't right. I just started going to a tailor this year, really. I'm talking about jeans tailor. I
Oh,
get
yeah, you
pants
next
tailor.
level.
Oh yeah, jeans. I find it's hard to find the right fit jeans. So once I find the right fit, how they feel, I can just get the ankles tapered. That's all I really need. Man, that's when I know I'm grown. I get jeans tailor. I get slacks, dress pants, my suits are, fitted.
Yeah.
Man, you feel
that's a game changer,
man.
Fellas, shout out to Gary Jones Select. That is my tailor from now on until he stopped
Where
tailoring.
can we find Gary?
Man, Gary Jones is in the city.
Okay.
Gary Jones, he has 2 locations. One is downtown, I'm not sure where, but I go and see him. He's up on Sinclair.
Okay.
Up on Sinclair, across the street from the old Studio 69.
Okay.
We need Gary Jones to let us do a fashion something more.
Me and Rob trying to put something together where it's a fashion showcase.
Gary Black?
That's what brothers need.
Is Gary Black?
Oh, he's black.
I think I know who you're talking about. We need
Black
to
is
have
black.
we need to have him holler at us.
Gary,
sometime.
if you hear us, man, if you listening, hey, we gonna come holler at you, man.
But check it out. After getting my suit tailored, now I look in my closet and I see the stuff that doesn't fit me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everything looks terrible, right?
I see all the stuff that doesn't fit now.
Hands too big, shirts too big.
Yep.
Nah.
That comes with your mind, though. Your mind has grown,
Yeah.
and that exposure. The same thing we talk about on every show. Being exposed to something better will allow you to be better.
You're right.
And clothes are just another part of us. Like that's the way we express ourselves. So the way to get better at expressing ourselves is to mature in the way we display ourselves. That's the first impression.
And that's really the statement that you're trying to give off.
Yeah.
Not just having on dress clothes, but wearing them right.
Yeah.
Coordinating everything correctly.
Yeah.
You don't just want to look like you got on a bunch of stuff. You want to look good in your clothes.
And the best time is to show that off.
Right
It's
now.
at a wedding. Yeah, but at
Oh,
wedding.
yeah.
A wedding,
At weddings, I'll be
New
ready.
Year's.
Dog. Weddings, I'll be excited. Yes, another wedding. Oh, I'm about to get fresh. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And
With
it's
my lavender
always,
tie.
dude. My wife always. I know when I'm looking good because she always like touching my tie, make sure it's tight, or she fixes something.
Ain't that the best
Oh, I
when you
love
make
it. Right?
it
You just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, girl, it's all right. I got my shades. We outside wearing shades on. She all touching it. Yeah, you look good, man. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good question. I appreciate you bringing that because I didn't even think we was going to get to that point. Like that was really a lesson in that question for real. Like,
When
and
did
it
you
really
change
made you
your
think
fashion?
about it. Like, when did you change and you start thinking of all the little things pieces that you put together? You start putting down all the big bulky gym shoes and start getting some more cleaner fit shoes that that fit with your jeans a little bit better. You start getting the shirts that hang right a little bit. You start wearing better belts.
Yep.
Your belts match your shoes. Like those type of
All of
things
that.
that you learn.
Man, we should spend some time on this because these is game changers.
Yeah, and I was on it though for like before, but it's just when you get older, it just changes. It fits.
It's an
right.
investment.
Oh yeah,
A good few suits are an investment.
man, you better have. I'm working on it right now. It's a little what I call it, a Fab Five or something. You gotta have your black, you gotta have a blue, you gotta have a gray. Get you a little tan one, and then just another like pinstripe or something is the fifth one.
Save the game, my brother. We're going to have a full conversation about this. That's a good one. That's going to have to be a show.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm going to reach out to Gary Jones, man.
Oh,
Gary
yeah, we got to
Jones.
have Gary to come through for that one. Definitely. So make sure you let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. Leave us a comment. Let us know you're listening. And when did your style mature? Like, let us know that. You know what I'm saying? So,
If you're still wearing a tall tee in 2018, brother, is over.
yeah,
Man, I'm-
so crazy. They coming back with the big shit now too. Like the fashion now is big coats, but they still wearing like little jeans. I don't know.
that ain't it.
That ain't me.
That ain't it.
Stuff to fit now.
All right, so let's get into our show. We can get right into the topic because I want to make sure that the people who want to hear us talk about this stuff, we get enough time to talk about it. So, when we're speaking about our kids, or when we're watching our kids, or we use just like, we study our children.
Yes.
We really see their mannerisms. We see how they react to stuff, and we can see ourselves. We know how we would react to certain things, and then they see how we would react to things, and then they take on to that. So
Scary.
I wanted to talk about that just from the experience that we have young kids, and how do you see yourself in your kids? And I'll start off with Jay because you have two.
God, I got the best. My kids, man, are so great. I love my children, man. My son is 11 and my daughter is 6. She'll be 7 next month. And I remember both of those stages in my life. And so I teach my children on purpose everything that I remember from that era of my life. So I got home the other day. This was last week, man. And my kids is at the door waiting for me. As soon as I walk in from work, I'm tired.
That sound amazing.
It's getting cold. I'm mad. All of that kind of stuff. My kids is, Dad, please, Dad, don't say no. So I'm like, all right, what? Right? You know what I mean? I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy. It's getting freezing outside.
What the hell y'all kids
Yeah,
want?
what y'all want? Dad, don't say no, please. After we eat dinner, can we watch Forrest Gump? Please. I'm like, hell yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Only if we can watch Last Dragon right after.
It's my movie.
Only if you can pop the popcorn. Yeah.
My kids like everything that I like, man.
Oh, that's dope.
My son like James Brown. He like Run DMC, the Beastie Boys. He like Michael Jackson.
That's tight.
Remember Michael Jackson had that movie Moonwalker?
Oh,
Yeah.
Moonwalker, yeah.
Man, he got that on DVD and VHS.
That movie was the reason why I was so good at the Michael Jackson video game, because of the rabbit speed demon.
Yeah.
I knew the dance already. Like, you're not teaching me nothing. I can do
All right,
this.
know this, right? I'm in there.
So remember, I don't know if it was the first show, but we was talking about instilling that culture in our children. And my children have the same culture that I have. When I talk about hip hop, my son is like, oh yeah, LL Cool J, Run is my favorite rapper. You know what I mean? He like rock. He getting into the heavy stuff. He listening to Rakim now.
11,
You
dog.
know, at 11, now he's on Rakim. And now he's seeing different sides of my childhood.
Rakim.
And then my daughter's the same way. My daughter like Bruce Lee movies. She like Enter the Dragon is one of her favorite flicks.
That's tight.
So when my daughter sit down, because you know how kids watch the same movie over and over.
Over and over again.
When my daughter sit down and it's me and her, she already know. If she get a Bruce Lee flick, it's on. I'm popping popcorn. I'm making cookies. We mixing
It's
Kool-Aid.
having a good time,
It's going down
That's what
tonight.
I'm talking about. That's a Friday night right there, boy.
That's
So
so dope.
that's really what I
That's
love
dope.
the most, is that my kids share the same culture as me. We can watch House Party. We can do it up like that.
See, I can't wait till I get there.
Yeah.
Braxton is 4, and he's still at the stage where he's learning what he really likes. So he's still into trains, heavy, dinosaurs a little bit. We tried to get him to watch the new Jurassic Park with us.
He wasn't having it.
That's too
Nah,
scary, yeah?
that's
Right, it got a little
God.
scary, but it was at first it was good because he knew all the dinosaurs. He was like, "Oh no, the volcano!" He don't say volcano, he said
Yeah.
volcano. The volcano's about to explode. What are the dinosaurs gonna do? And I said, "You gotta watch." So I'm letting him watch. He's excited, but then they started showing like the auction of the dinosaurs. He was like, "Can we watch Wall-E down here?" I was like, "Nah, you go upstairs and watch it. Me and Mommy watching this." But to see him like ask questions days later, like, "Dad, remember when the dinosaur was running and jumped off the cliff because the volcano was coming?" I see him get excited about movies the way I do, because I love movies. And he doesn't sit down and watch with us yet. He'll watch a little bit. He'll watch enough until the popcorn is going, then he want to go do his own thing.
Go back to the movies that you love. Remember Land Before Time?
Dude, I want to watch Land Before Time. I want to watch like
That is the best.
Mighty
I
Ducks.
think there's a dinosaur time, or dinosaurs. I think it was We're Back. There's a
We're
movie
Back.
called We're
A
Back.
little bit softer, not like
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But eventually he's going to be there and watch with me, but I can't wait till I can get there with him.
Right.
But my son, he has some of my emotions. Like, he gets frustrated. And it's crazy because I was like, man, I try to tell him to relax. Don't get so mad. Don't get so angry. But I get like that sometimes. So to see it out of him kind of, it's an eye-opener to say, dang, or you need to watch how you do or say or, certain things you do in front of him. So
You're learning about yourself.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, man, I need to learn how to take that, not really anger, but just sometimes like even watching sports. Daryl know, man, Buckeyes on, Browns on, Cavs on, I'm going nuts. So he sees me, yell, "Oh, let's go!" So
Now your son right next to you.
Throw the damn ball. But the thing is, I don't mind that when it comes to watching sporting events.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just life and just like the tab is not working, he broke it, and we had to get him a new one. I said, "You break this one, you ain't getting another one."
Right.
But my son, he's loving like me. The way he is, like, affectionate with his mom, gives her random hugs, stuff like that. That's
good.
He has that in me. The affection, the emotions. He's not like me in certain ways too, but he's silly. Dude be telling some terrible jokes, but it'd be funny, But he's a silly kid, man. Silly kid, and he definitely gets that from both sides. So it's exciting.
I think it's hard for me to try to say because Ava's only 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just now getting her own personality. But to what I took from you all is how your kids reacted to the stuff that you love. And I can relate to that with Ava because Ava knows I love music. And she knows, well, from the beginning, that was my way of trying to communicate with her, is that music. Like, we would have music in the background, I'd sing to her, dance around. So now we have one of those Google Mini home things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey Google, play some music. That was like the thing I would do when we come home. Like we wouldn't turn the TV on.
Right.
We would just play some music.
Right.
Whatever we're doing, the music would be in the background, or I would just reggae music would be what I got her hip to. So,
dude, that's what I need to get on that. Like,
there's a reggae for Kids playlist on Tidal
I
that
just
we
need
play
something for
all the
breakfast.
time. The first song is Three Little Birds with Don't Worry About a Thing.
Yeah.
When we're chilling in the car, she'll say, "Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing." Like, she wants me to play it. And like when we're sitting in the house and we're just chilling, like I let her have her imagination time. She'll say, "Hey Google, play music," and then she'll grab my hand and say, "Daddy, let's dance." Like, "Daddy, dance,"
That's
and she stands on my feet and we dance.
That's so
dope.
Man, that's so good.
That's
Daryl.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I want a daughters with stuff like that.
And I want her to be able to have that eclectic love for music because her mom plays Motown music with her.
Okay.
I play
The
gospel.
stuff you grew up on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, stuff from the 60s and 70s. We played that already. Like, we played all that music for her. We play a couple new songs. That's more than she get at the babysitter.
Right.
But from us, she gonna hear an eclectic array of music. Like, we'll play Bible music. Like, she loves Jesus Loves Me. 'Cause I know how to do it in sign language. I went to a Christian school, so I knew how to do sign language for Jesus Loves Me. So I taught her that, and she loves to see me do that.
Again.
Yes, exactly.
Boy.
She'll say, "Daddy, hands," and she'll see me do it.
So she knows what that is.
Yeah, so it's like the music I can see her, at least if she doesn't love it for herself, she loves that we love it. And that's where I love so far. And I see me in her with her music. She can even tell a beat count. Like, she'll clap on beat.
She's going to be a musical genius, right? You know,
I hope so. I want to encourage that.
DJ Ava.
Right.
That's why I feel like Rashad's daughter, man. They play music. Rashad, you know, he's producing. He played music all day with Dilla. Shout out to Rashad, man. One of my favorite producers out there, man. But
If you watch Crate Digger on IG, he be having his son scratching on the turntable.
dude, that's so tight to me, man.
That's what you got to do.
That's so tight.
That's kind of what it is. A lot of the people that you know, it's in their family. Like that.
Yeah.
It's in their blood.
Yep.
You know?
What is something that you see in your kids that are from their mothers? I'll start with you, Norm. Do you see Braxton's mom in Braxton?
I see him or see her in maybe his nose and like mouth, but that's it, man. Braxton don't got nothing from Glenda, man. Like, I feel like he don't do nothing that she does. I mean, other than being silly, like we both silly.
Yeah.
So he gets that from both of us, but I don't really see anything that she does that he do. He don't look like her. He look like me. I don't know. She be salty about that too. She posted
Don't
a
they
picture.
always be?
Yeah, because they would look just like you, man.
Right.
Man, Glenda posted a picture of Braxton and her as baby. She was like, if you squint, he look like me. I said, you must be blind then. 'Cause you can't see none of that boy in you.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. It ain't nothing that he does that she used to do. Not that I can tell
Right.
yet. So,
What
I don't
about
know. That's right, Jay.
What about you, Jay?
That's a good question, man, because as we talk, like, I'm not real big on showing emotion. I'm still picking it up. But my kids get it. I think that side from my wife. My daughter, like, I was falling asleep on the couch, right? My daughter put a blanket on me and kissed me on the forehead.
Oh,
Ain't that
man.
Like,
the most?
tuck me in the bed, right?
Would your wife do that?
So, I mean, she does, but not like the baby do.
Yeah, the baby do
The baby
it.
did it
'Cause
so
it's
sweet.
unconditional.
Yeah.
It's like, I really love daddy.
Yeah, I had to play
Wife
like I
do it
was
just
asleep.
like, nigga, he probably look cold. Let me just put a
Man.
blanket on him.
And it was such a feeling. Remember on House Party where Robin Harris falls asleep and kid come in there and take his boots off?
Yeah.
And then he act like he sleep?
Yeah.
That's really the moment that I had, and it was such a good moment. But what I'm saying is that I think that my children get that nurturing element from my wife. They take care of you. If you come over, they're very hospitable. Some of that is me, but a lot of it is my wife. My son to get up and go grab you some water and ask you, do you want some ice? If so, how many ice cubes would you like?
Oh, man. That's
dope.
He goes the extra mile. And that's all my wife. Like, I'll just get you some
water. Right. I understand, right.
My son gonna crack a bottle of water and put you some ice cubes in there and ask you, would you like a straw?
Yeah.
If so, what color? You know what I'm saying, man? Just give me a straw.
Right.
Well, Dad, I know you don't like pink, so I got you a green one.
Right.
And he's very.
That's an extra thought.
He's
thoughtful.
Very
caring
thoughtful. Yeah, very thoughtful.
And so I would say that they get the most important. They get that nurturing side from my wife. They really are careful about how they handle people.
And just seeing or thinking about, so yeah, you need a daughter.
Yeah, I know.
When I see my daughter tuck her little baby doll in and be so nice and give her a kiss on the cheek and say night night baby, like that is just like, I understand she gets it from us doing it to her, but it's still the fact that she has grabbed onto that and has some type of emotional intelligence to do that and care for things, rather inanimate or not. It's just dope.
They get it from us, but that's the mother
Yes,
side.
exactly. That's why I came to say that.
Braxton may get some of his meanness from mom, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Here you go.
He is a Sour Patch Kid, man. Man, he is really sweet. Like, he could be a sweet kid, man. He'll show you some love. He'll laugh with you, play with you. But, man, he gets sour, man. That dude just get real mean.
You catch him on the wrong day coming in the barbershop, he's not having it.
I don't know what it is.
Out no daps.
You know what it is? Something about Braxton, he's very observant, number one. And number two, if he ain't fooling with you, he just ain't fooling with you.
I get it.
And like my dad used to be the dad. Speak, hey, this is Sister Mary Franklin.
Yeah.
This is Brother Johnson. You say hello, and you be like, don't say nothing. Boy, you better speak for it. Yeah. He just. I try to get him to speak, but I don't like sounding like my dad with that stuff. I don't want to force that on him.
One time Braxton walked in, I'm like, baby Brax. I tried to give him a low five. He looked at my hand and looked at me and pressed on. Kept it moving.
He just be ignoring. He be ignoring people, man.
He looked at me and kept it moving.
But once he warm up to you, he a great kid, man. Like he goes with anybody. Like he can go with anybody, and he just does his own thing. He's really self-sufficient. He take care of himself. He only comes to get us when he needs something, and he's very determined though.
That's a good quality. Man.
Very determined. He gets frustrated, which I noticed, but he's so young. Eventually, that's just going to turn into passion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
What about you, Daryl?
The thing I see in my daughter from my wife is, well, what I've always heard her family say about her when she was young, all she did was smile and laugh. Like, she was very positive, very nice. Yeah. And Ava has that streak in her. She isn't always nice. Right. She's a Sour Patch too. But like when she's really in that good mood, she is the most laughing, giggling, smiling, fun person to be around. And I want her to be able to recognize that mood and to keep it. Because going into my next question, the bad things that they get from us, the thing that she can get from me is that I'm moody and I don't always want to talk. I don't always want to be around. I don't always want to be the man that makes you laugh.
Talk about it.
Or entertain you.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. And I can see that in Ava sometimes. Sometimes she just don't want to be around y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll
what's your own chill time.
And it's not even that. Like, she don't even want to be around her mom sometimes. Like, she don't even want me to be around her mom. She doesn't want me, daddy and daughter time. And she'll just lay on me, be like, my daddy.
Right, this is mine.
She'll say my daddy to my wife and be like, yo, we chill. This is our time. And man, I don't want to pass on the moodiness. I do want her to be selective. I do want her to not be like extra friendly all the time.
Right.
But I don't want to pass on the I know mine came out of depression a lot. I know that when I was in my moods where I didn't want to talk in the isolation, it was because of a depression, like a depressive state. I don't want her to see me in that and think that that's normal.
Right.
So it's like it's been a reflection of not allowing myself to just be stuck. And I don't want her to get that and feel like that's what's normal to do. Like, you can still live your life without having to be in a depressive state, isolation state, because you'll get your joy, you'll get your energy from others. And that's what you got to be open to. So I don't want that to be passed on to her. And I have to be aware of how I'm reacting to things and how I'm just reacting to life, how I'm living life.
Your kids can be that mirror too.
Yes.
What you pour into them, so you get out. Mm-hmm. So if you're getting a lot of moodiness and a lot of attitude, you will have to check yourself.
Yeah, that's something that is real. Jay, what about you? What do you see, like, on the negative side that your kids kind of have taken on from you?
It's funny that you were saying that, but my daughter is like very, very outgoing, and It's just like me, and I know I get it from my grandfather, but it's not too many strangers to me. I go, and if it's a white person and I have a question, I'll ask. If it's a Chinese person, and I'll ask. It doesn't matter to me. I don't usually hold my tongue. And so for my daughter, say for instance, because this always happens, we'll go skate. We go to the skating rink, and we go skating all the time, so everybody knows us, right? So we all skate. Me, my wife, my son will be on the floor, and we'll look around like, where's Ruby? And I have to go find her. She'll be in the break room for the employees. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing back here? Well, I asked. She's inquisitive as well. Mm-hmm. She wants to know what's in that room, so she'll ask somebody, "Can you take me in that room so I can see?"
And of course,
because she's a sweetheart, she'll go back there. They made her a name tag, so she got her own USA name tag,
skating shirt.
Yeah, she got she knows the ins and outs, and she knows everybody that works there.
Yeah.
And she's sitting down at the desk talking to the general manager. When I turn 15, I'm gonna work here, and I want a name tag, and so the general manager got her one. And it's like she has no fear when it comes to people. If she was here right now, she'd be trying to get on the microphone.
Yeah,
I believe.
And so that's
a dope trait.
That's cool, but also for her age, at 6 years old, we talking about stranger danger.
Right.
We talking about knowing when not to speak. Mm-hmm. And so in a room full of adults, sometimes she'll speak up, and it's not her place, and I have to teach her that.
So, just for us to talk about that real quick, how do we control that? What are we supposed to do? Not even just for your daughter, but just period. How do we control our kids to not only be inquisitive, but still know limits? And when do we give those limitations without taking life away from them?
It's very carefully. My dad always used to give me an example. You tell your child not to run out in the street so they don't get hit by a car, right? Mm-hmm. It's impossible. It'll take all day for you to explain physics and how the car weighs this much and your little child body weighs that much, and if a car hits you, you gonna get killed.
At a certain speed.
You gotta explain death. You gotta explain all of that. You gotta explain too much versus just get out the street because I said so. And so it's very delicate. It's a delicate situation because ultimately I'm telling my daughter to be a star, but just don't shine too bright, right? And it's almost contradictory.
Yeah.
So I'll tell her that you speak up. Don't let nobody touch you. If something happens, be this person. That doesn't mean sit down and keep to yourself, but that don't mean run around.
Yeah.
And so it's boundaries that I have to explain to my daughter. And at 6 years old, she may not understand. Like, why can't I go in the break room and talk to Miss Janine?
Yeah.
Because Miss Janine is at work. And you supposed to be on the skating ring having a blast, and you back here trying to get a job. What do you think? You know what I'm
thinking, Ruby? Get out of here.
Because she don't see the danger in that.
She doesn't.
She's still innocent.
Exactly.
Which is what we want to keep our children innocent and fun-loving, but there's that.
The world, man.
How do you explain this criminal world to an innocent child?
Right.
I try to explain, my son is like that. When he wants to speak, he speaks to people, hi, and people want to talk to him. Daddy, how come they didn't say hi to me?
Say hi to me.
Man, that you
how
talk
come
about
they didn't
conversation.
say bless you when I sneeze?
Yeah, you didn't say bless you. Some people don't want to bless you, son, and some people don't want to talk to you. And that's the hardest.
Why won't they bless me?
At 4 years old, why don't they want to talk to me, Daddy? I said some people just don't want to talk. Sometimes some people are mean.
I be telling my daughter, I'm like, she heard you.
Yeah, they
she
heard
said hi.
you. Yeah. But the thing, I'll do it loud enough.
Listen,
I'll do it loud enough so people can hear me. Like, Daddy, she didn't speak. Yeah, I know she didn't speak, son. I wonder why.
See, that's that Cleveland in you.
Yeah, don't. My son 4. If he say hi back. Don't be rude. And if you don't, I'm gonna be right there. Hey, my son said hi. Yeah, you. How you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bro, you having a good day?
Are you having a good day?
Do not disrespect my daughter and not speak when she says hi or waves. Like straight up. Like, yo, she said hi.
Right.
Like, hey, she said hi. Mm-hmm. I'll say that to them. Like, if you didn't understand it, she said hi.
Yeah, if you don't understand what hi means,
right?
I'll say it in Spanish. Hola.
Right. When we go to the grocery store, she's going to speak to the person who's working. Mm-hmm. She's going to put the food on the belt and make sure that you scanned it and say hi. That's what she does. You better say hi back. Straight up.
You better say hi back to my kid, man.
You know, it's a trip. When we go out to eat, my daughter orders first.
So
she has to. It's burning a hole in her. She has
so
to
excited
because she knows what she wants.
Really?
As soon as the waitress comes up, Ruby, can I have a sweet tea with lemon? Okay.
And have macaroni and cheese.
And macaroni and broccoli. Do y'all have chicken tenders? what kind of chicken tenders do y'all have? Big chicken tenders or little skinny chicken? We have to let her go because she's is
like
ready.
That.
She knows what she wants. She's ready to run.
That's dope.
That's really tight. She gonna know what she wants in life. She already said when I turn 15, I'm working at the skating rink.
She knows what she knows who she is. And so for me to tell her anything opposite, I have to be careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are the reasons why I wanted to bring it up, because I know we're getting personal, and these are good markers for people who are listening. Like, think about your children. Think about what they're doing and how you're getting mad at them for something that they're doing. You may be the reason why they do or say certain things.
Say that.
Yeah.
Like those actions, of course, they may be toddlers or they may be kids, but a lot of this stuff they're learning from us, and we have to be able to be aware of it. Some things are through example, and some things are generational, and that's where we have to be aware of those things. Like, we got to combat that. Yeah, the environment.
Remember that commercial where the father caught his son smoking, and he was like, "Where did you find this?" And the boy was like, "I learned from you, Dad."
Yeah.
Heartbreaking right there. Stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah.
It's real.
Like, and that's the type of things that you got to be aware of. Like, we got to be able to relationship build. We talked about community on the last show. We have to be able to be a community once in our home. Like, we got to be able to know how we're acting, because the way that we act in the house is what they're going to do outside of the house.
Thanks.
That love that we show them, they're going to show that to their baby dolls. Like, my daughter will do everything I do to her, to the baby doll. She'll do that. And that will show you how your house is running.
So when you come in and she in there whipping her baby dog,
Right.
you got to
where
correct
they
yourself.
got that from,
Yo,
right?
like, honestly, yesterday I put her on timeout because she said some bad words, and she know what bad words are. And I put her on timeout, and then she put her baby on timeout, and she whooped her. I'm like, why
Where
did
did
you?
you get it
I'm
right?
like, why did you
The
whoop
baby ain't
your
say
baby?
nothing.
I'm like, we've never whooped you. So I'm like, come here. I'm like, who hit you? And I'm like, who hits you? She's like, the baby. I'm like, who hits you?
Right.
She says, baby.
So
I don't
babysitter.
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, we've never whooped her.
I'm having a conversation.
And that's the type of stuff you got to think about. It's like, I put her on timeout because I know that all she wants is my attention. And if she does something bad and I break the attention, she'll stop and she'll learn from that. So the timeout for 2 minutes works for her. I'm not saying it'll work for everybody, but like yesterday, she had her Sour Patch mood and she told her mom to shut up. And when I was telling her about not doing that, she said, I don't care.
Wow.
I'm like, how do you know how to say that?
Right.
No more Nickelodeon.
Right.
So, and
It surprised you, right? Yeah, you can't. Dog.
Yo.
For real. You should see Daryl's face
No
right now,
more
y'all.
YouTube, I'll tell you that.
exactly. And I had to put her on punishment last night. No TV, no cartoons. You're eating, you're getting your hair done, and you're going to bed. Like, and this was like at 4:30 in the afternoon. Like, she acted up. I'm like, what is this coming from? So I had to start thinking, like, is it the TV? Is it these cartoons? Because cartoons be like
Subliminal.
extra.
They teach you that stuff.
They subliminal, yeah.
And even when I was watching Coco, and he says, I don't want to be on the stupid Frenda. She picks up the word stupid.
Yeah.
And she'll say the stupid part. And I guess she knows that that's a bad thing.
You know what? Kids always say this. I work in a barbershop around kids and their parents. Every time the parents say something, the kids will be like, really, Mom? Really?
Really? Like
all the kids say that. Like, when did all y'all turn into sarcastic assholes? When did that happen? What show does this come from?
Yeah.
Really,
all of
Dad?
them. I don't know, because Braxton, I remember he said, I was trying to help him re-put his train set together. So we took it down because he likes to rebuild tracks on his own. So we were trying to put it together. I said, man, this is I'm gonna need mommy for this one because she labeled everything and I don't know what it means. So I go downstairs and I think I was doing something else, and he told my wife, like, Daddy's stupid, he can't put this train together.
Ooh, wow.
And he lucky I wasn't there. She told me before, she said, look, I already handled it.
Yeah.
So she had to warn me, listen, before I tell you what I'm gonna tell you, I handled it.
Yeah. That's how
said,
good a woman. Shout
right,
out to
yeah.
Glenda. Strictly for that.
Out to
Hey,
Glenda.
I handled it. I said, what you mean? What happened? He said, you was stupid for not putting the train set together. I said, where you at? She's like, no. I handled it. I said, okay. So all I had to do was I talked to him because I'm learning the things that I got from my dad. It's like sometimes anger issues, and I'm working on not being such an asshole, sarcastic and stuff like that. Because that's one of my things that Braxton may get from me is he's not really sarcastic yet, but he's very literal. So if you say like, you know, boy, get in here before I whoop your tail, he'd be like, well, I don't have a tail. You know what I mean? And he's not being like,
Dad, animals have tails.
right. And yesterday, he said dogs have tails.
Yeah.
Cats have tails.
Wow.
So he's not like trying to be an asshole, but he is.
Wow.
He's very literal. Like anything you say to him, if it's not specifically what it is, he's going to correct you.
Yeah.
He gets that from me. So, but mine is more sarcastic, which I'm working on. So.
I mean, and that's what you'll see it right in your face
Yeah, like,
with your kids.
I'm looking at him like, what?
I'll whoop your ass.
Right? You know, I told him, hey, you got a tailbone, and I whooped that too. Right? Did you know you had a tailbone? Yeah. You feel that? Yeah.
So, like, one of the last parts I wanted to cover before we close out is the generational things that our families have or have been doing. Like, when I was talking to Jay about this, is sometimes we have a family that's known for being late, or we have a family that's known for being loud, or known for not talking to each other, being bitter, and all that stuff. Like, what are some things that we've seen in our families that we don't want to pass on to our kids?
Man, I'm going to start this one off.
Go ahead.
It's something that happened recently, man. So, my family, the Strickland side and the G side, we always have Thanksgiving dinner, right? Always for generations, I guess. So, I'm the type where I feel like now I have another family, my wife's family. I want to spend time with them sometimes, you know. We like to do things as well. So, my brother's about to have a baby, and they were trying to figure out when they're having the baby shower.
Little bro,
yeah. He got to get him on here. So she's about to be, I think she's 6 months pregnant now, but they were trying to figure out maybe we should do it around Thanksgiving. He come back and tell us that it's going to be like 2 weeks before. Cool, even better for me. We planned on having my wife's sister, both her sisters and their families come to Thanksgiving in Columbus so they can see the house. Finally come to Columbus, right?
Right, you got a new house. You know,
you want to spend some time there. Like, I don't know about y'all, but holidays, I don't like to travel. Man, I like to be at the crib in my own space. And since we have our own family now, you should be allowed to do so and still be able to see your family, right? So, cut the story short, I text my family. We got a group chat. I said, hey, I'm glad the baby shower was like 2 weeks before. I was like, because we're gonna be in Columbus for Thanksgiving. So my dad like, why are you going to be in Columbus? I said, because Glenda's family coming up, we're going to spend Thanksgiving, you know, at our house. You know, every year we spend Thanksgiving together in Cleveland, and now you can't make it. My sister's like, Dad, he didn't say he couldn't make it to the baby shower. He said he's not going to come for Thanksgiving. I know what he said, but he know what the plan is. And I'm like, Dad, why are you so angry about Thanksgiving? Like, we can always meet. Cleveland is 2 hours away. If you want to come down for Veterans Weekend, we off on Monday, come down. It's not that big of a deal. We can always meet together. Thanksgiving though. But I have my own family now. I am married with my own child, and we have a family.
Say that. So
for me, the tradition of Thanksgiving every year at one place is not the same. Maybe we can switch off every other year. Why don't we switch off?
Yep.
So that's something, I don't know if we meant by traditions, but that's something that was on my mind that I went to.
So how would you break that? How would you break your family from how your family is acting or reacting to change?
Honestly, it's either you deal with it or you don't kind of thing. It's kind of layman's terms to say, but I feel like I told my dad, listen, it's not like we can't be together for another holiday or another time. It's just this time my wife wants to spend time with her family that she doesn't get to see a lot. Why is it a negative thing if we offer them to come up, stay, we got plenty of space, you know, come up, have a good time, let's eat, sleep, you know, fellowship. But the only thing I can say is you just have to communicate and not be scared of breaking something. But I've always been outspoken. Even at a young age, I always question authority, which is not a good thing. But, you know, I just want to know, like, why can't we have time with the other side of the family? Why can't we change the way we were doing things?
That's a valid question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It hurt me. Like, why are you upset about this?
Like, you tripping, Pop.
Yeah, you tripping, dog.
And mine is really it's sort of like yours, though. But my family is terrible with relationships. Oh my God, my family.
Terrible relationships with each other, or just like the relationships that they get into.
Spouses and boyfriends. Oh, we suck. We're terrible. It'd be like somebody new all the time. Our family pictures from Christmas and Thanksgiving look crazy. Like, well, who's this? Well, that's we go by year or go by boyfriend or girlfriend as to what year it was. Well, no, that was the other year when I had that's Maria. That's what Maria.
That was 2014 then. Yeah.
And so when I think about my family, it gets mixed up. Like my kids is like, well, that's my aunt. Well, that ain't your aunt no more. Now that's your aunt. Oh, okay. Well, that's my uncle. No, that ain't your uncle no more. That's your uncle.
Right.
And so
you know what? They ain't none of my uncles, so y'all get married. Number one.
You know?
That's Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
But you can't say that's your ex-uncle. That's your new uncle now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, the thing that I don't want for my family to bleed into my children is I don't want for our... I'm trying to think of a word, but...
Instability?
Yeah, instability with relationships. Because that is really a real issue, and it in my opinion trickles all the way down to a bare element, which is communication.
Yeah.
If you can't communicate with your spouse, that relationship is never going to work.
Yeah.
And so I just always see relationships falling apart in my family. It'll be something good too, like, man, this person is perfect for me, and she understands me, and this and that and the third. And then the next year, we're such and such. She crazy. Now I want to introduce y'all to my new crazy girlfriend. You know, and I just get tired of always having to explain that to my children.
Yeah.
Relationships don't work. People, you know, sometimes people don't always stay together.
Yeah.
Sometimes marriages don't always work. Sometimes your grandparents don't stay married. You know,
that message that you're giving them is ingraining into them
It's
that
terrible.
when they're having their relationships, they probably will think that other relationships don't always work.
Soon
So I
as
can
me
just
and my wife,
bounce.
soon as me and my wife have a disagreement, are y'all getting a divorce?
Wow.
Man, are y'all breaking up? Nah.
They see y'all together though, so they can see.
But we are rare, man.
One
Even
of
my
my
family
hundreds,
tell
yeah.
us. Even my dad be like, boy, this nowadays we talk about how the climate is nowadays for relationships.
Yeah, man.
It does not work.
Nah.
And so that's the one thing for my family that I don't want for my kids to inherit is poor relationships. I'm not saying you marry your high school sweetheart or nothing like that, but I'm saying if you commit to something, be committed. You know?
That does affect children, and we don't think about that. And even from, it don't even have to be in your household, it's just in your family. The way you said that makes me think about how that affects everybody around you.
Yep.
And that, only seeing them a couple times out of the year, but if you see them a couple times out of the year and they got somebody different, what kind of example are you setting for my children?
And I know for me, when I was coming up, my parents wasn't married, and so I had step parents. And so my wife, same thing, step parents, because her parents ain't together.
Right.
And so when it comes to the kids, now they got like options when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yep.
Right.
Like we go over here, then we go over there, then we go to this city over here,
Yep.
then over there, and we really go on tour to the point where we got to where y'all was like, you know what, I'm not making 8 trips
Nah, man.
every holiday. Y'all want to see us? Y'all come to our house.
Right.
Christmas
For real.
at our house. Thanksgiving at our house. Birthday parties, guess what? Our house.
Right.
Because I'm not going to my father's house and then my mother's house and then my stepmother's house and then I'm not doing all of that.
Too much,
and
man.
then to go to her father and then stepfather and then mother's, I'm not doing that either.
Too much, man. It's
It's
too much.
really crazy that you said this, because this wasn't even about to be the point that I was going to bring up. But when I start thinking about what you guys are saying, both my father and my grandfather have multiple kids from multiple women.
Word.
So my grandfather, I don't even know. I really don't know how many kids he has. He probably had like 6, and I don't think any of them have the same mother.
Damn.
And my dad only has 2 kids, but he has multiple girlfriends who has kids that see my dad as a father figure.
Right.
So me and my wife go over to my dad's house for the most recent, I think it was like Labor Day, and he had my sister's mom, his current wife, his ex-girlfriend with her grandkids, all in the same house. And this is something that is normal to them. When my daughter's second birthday, we were at my mom's house where my dad was with his new wife, with my mom with her husband, and it's like it's blended families, and I'm not. And to me, it's normal because I've seen this from my grandfather. My grandfather, his women who have been alive have always been around his current woman because they all had different kids. That's not something that I want to be normal in my household. I don't want to have multiples, and I don't want my families to be so blended where it's just like yo
all together,
all in one house.
All
like
exes.
I mean, I salute them for having a decent relationship to have all those people together because
and no beef, no arguments.
It's wild.
No chaos.
Hey, that ain't happening on my wife's side.
It's wild because you'll see 5 different women that my dad was with in one house at a family function. Like I think it was either my wedding or a birthday or something like that. Like all my dad's chicks was there because the kids see my dad as pops.
Man, I remember seeing an ex with my wife when we first moved back. Boy, that was so uncomfortable. I can imagine having 5 women in the same house.
You know,
times are different. So, everybody talk about how good it had to be back in the day. Like nah, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
That's true.
And Papa's was really just getting it in across the cities without having social media to stop them. I don't want that to happen in my family. I don't want to be the guy who has multiples. My thing was that communication is not good in my family, and I want to be able to stop that. I want able to call her family and see her family. Even though I was taught to do that, when I got my chance, I didn't do it because I saw my mom and my dad be so isolated in their own household. They didn't talk to other people.
I think we all agree on that one.
And that's something we got to change. I want us to recognize our generational curses and break them. Because if we see that happen to our kids, if you see the anger that your father gave to you, that you give to your son, and you see your son do that, you're going to want to stop that.
You got to stop it.
Before that happens, stop it.
You got to catch it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's because I love you and your family. I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want none of the stuff that you spoke about your grandfather and your dad and everybody. Like none of that to happen to you, and you see it to your kids.
Like, I would be crushed if my son came up with a baby and didn't get to bring him around.
Right.
I got a grandson just floating around in the world.
Right.
That would crush me, man.
We don't want that. So what we have to do is each day try to be better than what we've been given an example for, and continue to love and communicate and have patience and spend time with them, because that's the only way we're going to break these curses. And it's like we know that we're the cornerstone of the family. Ain't no change without us. And without us, if you take that cornerstone, it's going to fall apart. So just be mindful. Fathers, mothers, women, brothers, whatever you who are listening, think about the
side pieces.
Think about the example you're giving to our next generation. Because if you're doing this on IG and your kids have a chance to see you act like this,
I can imagine. Like, think about our kids. If they could see you right now doing what you do,
they will see you in 2 years seeing like you turning up on IG. That's not the example you want to give.
Not at all.
So just like think about that stuff, and that's why how we will close it is just to make sure that you see yourself and your kids. Make sure you see the best version of yourself in your kids. Because that's real life. You're gonna be salty seeing them acting a fool.
Boy.
Norm, what's some final words you got for this topic?
Man, it was a great topic again, fellas. I just want to say, just show love to your family as always. You know, think about the next day. You know, we don't have to be here tomorrow. So love your loved ones. Show love every day. You never know what's going to happen. So this world is crazy. It's a lot of chaos and just bad things going on each and every day. So just love your loved ones. Show love. You know, show love to your kids. Pray for them. Talk to them. See how they doing. Just ask questions. You know, understand your kids.
Jay, what about you?
Basically, just to reiterate, man, the things that you put into your children, you get out of. So if you want to see bright light and positivity come from your child, you have to pour that in. You put that negativity in and believe you're going to get it back. Your child going to be cussing you out in the middle of the barbershop.
Like LeBron James.
But shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us. I found the IG page of who we spoke about, Gary Jones. His IG page is Jones Select. So one word, Jones Select. And this is him, right?
Our brother. And I'm telling y'all, brothers, if y'all want to get fresh, go see my man Gary Jones. He gonna do it right. He gonna have you looking good in your clothes.
I'm gonna check him out because I've been going to Miss Lee, Chinese lady in Reynoldsburg.
Yeah, rock with him. I've seen a few things he's done. He's had some really nice stuff.
He got Dami Styles right for
Dami Styles for his birthday.
For his birthday, he got my man. He got my man Warren.
Okay.
Homie, he always gets him right. He got
I'm gonna go check him
bow
out.
ties and everything. Check this out.
And big shouts out to Take Control Podcast for rocking with us and giving us a support. Brandy. And
I call it Brandy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But
I mean that.
shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us, and just keep sharing the word, and we'll see y'all next time. All right.
All right, peace.